Hello. So I just hopped off of Jessica Roth's IG Live and starting on my own. And hi, I'm gonna wave. I'm gonna have a special guest come on because this is our celebration and our we didn't have a premiere, so we're trying to make it fun, and we get to have it digitally. People are at different places in the whole world, and at least we have this. At least we are able to connect in this way, and I'm sure a lot of you folks are finding creative ways to talk to your friends, talk to your family. For me, this holidays, sending gifts to my fam and opening presents in front of the camera. Seeing what we're doing. What up, Ron? Thanks for joining. And just to let you know, also at 4 o'clock we're having a Twitter watch party. It's an All My Life watch party brought to you by Gold House, and along with CAPE and American Cancer Society, which is on the bottom. You can see the donations if you want to donate. This is also the Q&A and also the watch parties in partnership with them. So obviously this movie has that element where the character I play gets diagnosed with a terminal liver cancer, and it's just this terrible disease has just taken so many lives at such a not just at a young age, but too early. And they do such great work, and to hope we can have a world where cancer doesn't exist. So just to let you know, we will at 4 o'clock switch over to Twitter. So just hop on Twitter, and you're gonna if you want to follow along, you're gonna type in hashtag All My Life Watch Party or hashtag Gold Open, and you'll be able to follow along. The rest of the cast will be tweeting behind the scenes, fun videos, and photos. I got some lined up. Some might be the project. Hey, how you feeling, man?
I'm good. How's everything? You having a good
Good,
day?
good. Having a good day. I'm just happy that it's out. Lived with this for so long. You've lived with it a lot longer during this time. You made a movie during the pandemic, and I'm sure it was just like from going to being free and filming in New Orleans and running around wherever we wanted to, and making this film in the corner of your room in a lot of ways. So
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for all the work that you put in for us to just have a film to be so proud of.
Well, I'm so grateful for you, Harry, and for Jessica and the entire cast and the whole crew. There's just too many people that we worked with to thank them all. Um, we really did all come together and do something special. And to do
Absolutely.
it in New Orleans made it even that much more fun, you know?
Oh my gosh, I remember the first time, like the first week that we went in, it was just this. Well, you were there for like a whole month and like a month or so
Yeah,
before.
so we started filming on Halloween, right? That I just remember because the first day of filming, like the wardrobe department all dressed like they were from oh, what movie did they dress? They
Oh,
all
and
dressed up.
Midsummer,
Yes, right, exactly.
whatever movie.
Midsommar. Right, exactly. And so we started on Halloween, but I guess I had been there since middle of September, you know. So yeah, I was in New Orleans
Yeah.
all fall. It was great.
Yeah, it
That's
was,
great.
it's such a beautiful city, and I feel like it's a little bit of a love letter, and the amount of fun that we had and the energy that was there, I think really helped us put that energy into the film, right? From the Thanksgiving scenes and even the go-karting scenes.
I heard you and Jess reminiscing about go-karting just recently.
Oh
Yeah, go-karting.
man, that was just
Yeah,
so fun, and
the
I love that
go-karting is great.
we got you out there too.
Oh, I was the first one there. I was the last one off the track. I mean, if there's a chance for me to turn into a little boy, I will. That was the best. Yeah. I think we were dragging at the end. I was trying to knock you off the track, you trying to knock me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We were just saying like how fortunate we were to not have any injuries because that was like when we were going, I was like, I think there's like lightning that was probably happening. I was like, how are we allowed to do this right now?
Well, I don't think we filmed during that. I think that was the rehearsal day, a couple days before, so
Oh yeah,
everyone,
you're right. You're right.
right?
Yeah.
We all had to make sure everyone knew how to drive, and then we figured out which ones weren't good drivers. We're like, okay, let's put the bad drivers in the back. But you did something. You and Jessica did something really special, which I'm glad we caught on film, which was you were in two cars going at the exact same time, and you reached out and you held each other's hand
Oh
as you were
yeah, that made
driving.
it in.
That
That made
made it
it
in.
in.
Yeah,
That
that
made it
made it
in.
in.
So
Yeah.
what was? I mean, you don't get that. Like someone asked, what was your favorite scene? Whether it was personal to you or the look of it. What was your favorite scene in the movie?
It's hard for me to have a favorite because the other thing about this movie is that there are so many different kinds of scenes.
Yeah.
There's just like that confrontation that you and Jessica have in the apartment where you guys are just doing such wonderful acting. There's the beautiful wedding, which is so joyous. Then there's the fun things like the go-karting and other scenes. And I don't know if I had a favorite. Jumping in the water fountain for you guys
Oh
was
yeah, that was
another.
magical.
The wedding, though, was really fun, and the party was fun to have so many extras around you all dancing and
Yeah.
having a real wedding with Kiala singing in the front. And there's just so many moments where I felt like there were so many people coming together to make something special.
Well,
I could just
and you
keep listing every scene if you want.
well, you also did. I think when you're talking about these types of films, not to put it in a certain category, but like to get a little film nerdy right now. We're getting a little film nerdy. I just love that you were able to do a lot of these these long takes in a lot of places that normally you would just cut it together and obviously there's some of them it takes a little more time setting up and communicating with everyone. I mean, was that something that you always wanted to do for this film, or is it something that kind of came about a couple days before, like an inspiration for you to do that, specifically talking about maybe like the wedding, going to the fountain?
Right. Oh, right. Well, we've chatted about that one, I think, probably on the phone once or twice. But sometimes it's almost like some of the long takes are because you don't have enough time. Like we shot this
Mm,
whole film in maybe 35 days, and we only didn't have that much prep before the whole cast came. And everything gets to get film nerdy. Everything was shot listed, and everything had been, figured out in advance, sort of the filmmaking language of it. But sometimes to shoot all these different angles takes more time than to commit to
true.
a fairly ambitious but maybe more dynamic shot. Like that moment when you're dancing on the dance floor around everybody, and as you run off the dance floor and she reaches for the wedding cake and then walks outside
Yeah.
and goes past some friends. And I think Ever or Kiala says, "Get a room." And
Yeah.
and that's all done in one long take. We might have done, 10 tries at that, but that takes much less time than try to say all those things in multiple angles. So that for me, that's one of those shots as a film geek that I'm really most proud of, that we dared to do that, to start on something as wide as a big dance floor with everyone dancing and end with just the two of you running towards the fountain together for a private
Hmm.
moment. Yeah.
Well, it worked out. I mean, I really appreciate that, especially when you get to live through those long takes as opposed to only having a small moment. And
Yeah.
I know there's so many factors that go into it, but I appreciated kind of the style that you put into it, and also like the argument that if people who haven't watched it, they'll see some stuff that you might not even notice that it's a long take, and that's what's, I think, the magic of it. You don't notice it, but if you are paying attention, then you'll know that you're almost like a fly on the wall, and watching this couple kind of live.
It's sort of fun. It's a little daring because then you have to have so many people. In that case, you have to have 100 different extras working in collaboration with the entire cast that's crossing through this frame to pull off something that takes a half a minute to pull off. It takes a lot, and when you get it, it's a huge victory for everyone involved. But then some scenes, you just want to shoot a little quiet moment in a close up, and that's the best way to tell it. And I think we did a lot of everything on this one. I'm really proud of all the different ways in which we got to tell the story.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm so honored to have worked with you and to share all these intimate moments. I know
Same, Harry.
there was a lot of crying, a lot of hugging, a lot of laughter as well, but definitely there was a lot of vulnerability like being shared within our spaces. So you get to know someone pretty well, even if it's a short period of time within 35 days, but when you're sharing those moments, I feel very close to you and the rest of the cast and crew that we were so fortunate to be able to work with.
What was some of your favorite scenes to shoot?
I think always, it's cathartic to the argument it was just like a lot of work, but working through things. And I think there's always something interesting when you're like, oh, I felt something here. Let me build on this. And then I see what you're giving me. Let me build off that. And it just becomes, and then you come in and you whisper in our ears. And I just think there is, I love that collaboration that does happen. And sometimes it's collaborating with kicking your ego out of the way and just letting yourself exist. And I think a lot of interesting things can happen. And, at the end of the day, it's really about, if you're surrounded by really talented people, it just makes your job a lot easier, and you kind of just exist. And then, I'm just letting you do the rest of the work of what you got to do at the end of the day, and go to the cutting room floor and snip, and see what happens.
It's sculpture. By the time you guys all go home and I go in the edit room, it starts to be a little bit of sculpture and a little bit of recovery. There's always a sofa in that room so I could take a nap, because you're still beat up from all the filmmaking. But we had a lot of fun. And I mean, we were also very fortunate that the three of us all lived in the same apartment building. So you, me, and Jessica could gather in the evening when we were done filming and talk about what was about to happen for the next day and prepare and talk it out. So by the time we came to set, we had really, our minds had already gathered on the things that we wanted to achieve, and we were all giving each other something to think of. We knew how the other one was feeling in advance about what that scene meant to them.
Yeah, that really helps.
And it really informed us, and then everyone started to feed off of that sort of collective energy that we were all working on the script together and thinking it through in advance.
There's nothing better than being in pajamas, kind of snacking on food, someone's having a little bit of wine, bare feet, just trying to figure out what this all means, and then we go on a tangent, and we're like, okay, we got to go to bed, so let's figure this out.
Yeah.
So it was really, it just felt like friends coming together and just trying to solve problems.
I'm gonna make that lentil soup again that you made.
Hell yeah, I got to too, man. It's that weather right now. You need that.
That lentil soup.
That lentil soup. But I'm really excited. I think the Twitter watch party is happening. So people who don't know, Twitter watch party is happening on the other platform, on Twitter, and we'll be live tweeting and sharing photos and pictures and videos and just behind the scenes stuff. So hopefully you can watch with us. And Marc, congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to you, Harry.
Celebrating from
you and everyone else rocked it. Yeah.
You too, brother.
It's great to see your face. It's almost like we got to hang out again.
I know, right? Right? And well, we have an audience around. So thank you, thanks y'all for joining in. I think Jay's coming in, so I got to find Jay. I haven't seen him. I think he just came back.
See you later, bro.
Love you, Marc.
Bye.
All right. So that was Marc Myers. Let's see. Oh, it's Ever. Yes, we got Ever. Come on in. Chrissy, I see you.
Hi, Harry.
Ever. How you doing?
Hi, I don't know. I'm not Jay, though. Is it supposed to be Jay?
I don't know. I don't see Jay.
I think he's jumping back and forth.
Oh, yeah. But I saw you come up, so I was like, let's bring Ever in here.
I know, and I'm such a nana. I was like, am I doing this right?
No one can ever do IG Live right. I'll just say that. And I think that is the whole thing about IG Live. Is like, if you do it right, you're not doing it right.
No, because something is always gonna it's always in it. Yes.
It's
Hi,
the
honey.
connection.
I made
Hi.
lasagna today. I thought of Saul. I thought of
Oh my
you.
gosh.
My house
Looked
smells like
incredible.
food. I'm
Oh,
ready.
that is a perfect way to celebrate right now. That lasagna, I could smell it through the screen.
I know
Um,
when we're all safe and vaccinated, I will feed every one of you
Please
guys.
please do. And I'm glad that you got hooked up with the projector. So I had a little like small little just screening, and just ever just saw it and it was like, how do I do this in my backyard? And it's just perfect because if you have a backyard, why not put a theater in the back?
Yep. So we watched A Christmas Story last night. And you're my screen guru. Thank you.
That's right. And so I'm so glad that people finally get to watch it. You play your character is Gigi, and you owned a restaurant that Saul eventually starts working at. And what I love about this character is that she just doesn't. She just tells it how it is, and it's almost like no filter. But there's this like it's very charismatic as and I think Saul going to work for her, it's more like, oh, you're just gonna give me a job just because you like my food. And I think that's the beauty of like someone like Gigi who
Well,
gives opportunities to people like that.
I mean, she's frequently drunk, so that also helps.
She is always having a drink in hand.
I was gonna have a mule, but it's 3 in the afternoon. I can't do it. No, but I love that too. Like, I love the scene where I sort of tell you to come and work for me. She's not taking no for an answer. Like, that's what's going to happen. You're going to come cook your food at my restaurant.
Yeah.
Ben's in trouble for not telling me about you sooner. There's a no BS quality that's very liberating.
That's so fun. And like so being part of this film, I mean, what was the thing that struck you the most about like wanting to be part of this film? Like after reading the script, or did you know about it before?
I read the script and my husband is a cancer survivor and was diagnosed.
I didn't know that.
He's okay. We're years and years out, but my husband's a cancer survivor. He was diagnosed 3 months after we got married. So the whole thing felt very since it's based on a true story, it felt very true, but it certainly like hit home for me. But I have a much happier ending.
Yeah.
No spoiler.
Yeah.
But
No, but that's I mean, yeah, I think with a lot of people that's what I've been someone has dealt with some sort of loss or come close to it themselves or someone. So I mean, like that's the common bond I think with people, whether it be involved or even watching it. It's just
absolutely. Anyone who's been through that knows that you also can't get through that without your friends and your family. And I think that that's what this movie does such a beautiful job of, is sort of showing that you need your friends and you need your family and you need to come together and you need to eat and laugh and do big life things to sort of survive.
Absolutely. And I'm very appreciative. Jess and I have said this many times, but this cast was just phenomenal, and not just on screen, but also the fun that was had off screen. I felt like there's so many fun dinners, fun outings, and New Orleans is definitely a place to not just drink a lot, but eat a lot, but also just roam a lot.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing that we squeaked this in too right at the end? I was looking through pictures to post a bunch of like behind the scenes and stuff today, and just searching in my phone, November, December 2019, and we're all like mask free, laughing, eating, living. It's crazy.
It's strange. That's what it is.
Strange.
But I'm glad that we made it through and we got to. Now it's not ours anymore. It's everyone else's. People have ownership of the movie now, and I hope that people take the message, whatever message that you take away from it. I think there's a couple different ones, but I hope they find some joy in it as well as shedding some tears. So I mean,
do you cook more now? Are you a better cook?
I definitely have gotten. I used to cook a lot. And then I stopped, and then this film and being inspired by Saul definitely made me want to venture outside of what I normally am like good at, I guess,
Yeah.
or comfortable with. And that's been really nice. And just getting the equipment that I'm like not familiar with. So that my daughter is a client of mine, I guess. She's definitely, and also a critic. You can't lie to her. You can't lie to her. You can't. She won't fake it. She can't lie to me.
Oh, she's a little like Gigi. She's like a mini.
She's a Gigi. She's a
tell you
Gigi
the
in the
truth.
making. Sans the Moscow Mule, but
Of course.
when she's 40, 50, 60, maybe she'll drink a little bit. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I know we got the Twitter live party, watch party coming on soon.
Jay back?
I think I think I gotta get off in order to get Jay in, and I will see you soon, Ever.
Bye. Thanks
Bye.
again for my technical support.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Let me turn those lights.
Woo!
You!
Hey,
Okay, hold
what's
on.
up, baby?
Let's get this going. First of all, let me clean off this screen here. I'm just getting off the plane.
Let me Jay Farrell, the hardest working man in Hollywood. He literally has like 30 projects. He was just in South Africa. He worked on All My Life. He was bouncing back and forth. I remember we were working, and then we'd be like going out somewhere. It's like, where's Jay? Oh, he's doing a show in Raleigh, Durham. Oh, okay. It's like, where's Jay? Oh, he's doing a show back in LA. Oh, where's Jay? Oh, he's doing something with Dave Chappelle. I'm like,
yeah.
But he still ends up, and then he shows up. He's like, okay, I'm ready. What do you want me to do? And I was like, how did you get here? Where did you go? Oh man.
I literally I don't have a heart, man. I have a pacemaker, and that's what keeps me going. I'm literally a robot. That's what I am. And I'm a robot with a good personality. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
hell yeah. The best. And you could take on hundreds of different personalities as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's cool about Jay, if you don't know him from Saturday Night Live, and he is the LeBron James of doing impressions, and that was the best part of filming off screen. Even though I know you're doing some stuff on screen, but I also think it was really nice for people to see you in a dramatic side. Of what you're capable of doing, which was I think really nice about this film that gets to showcase that.
For sure, but bouncing off of great actors like you and Jessica and Chrissy and Ever and it's just everybody, man. It's just Kyle. It was just a good experience, man, and it felt like such a family because we were down in that pocket, down in Louisiana filming. So it was beautiful, man, and I appreciate the fact that I got to do that with you all,
Hell yeah.
And the fact that, people know you can act already, but they see this depth, the depth and character and how many different levels you have to go to. And Jessica as well, man, is just phenomenal. And you all did an amazing job with that, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Hey.
No, but it's all within, you're only as good as your cast and the actors that you're opposite with. So like, I thank you for always contributing in a way that felt like you were just there to help, wanting to make sure the story was elevated as much as possible. Because we're dealing with a real life true story that we all cared. And that was the coolest part about this, is that every person that you looked at, they're like, well, I care about this story. And we all just, however you want me to contribute, I'm going to do it. And even me coming into it, knowing that everyone had that mindset, it just made the whole set just easy and fun. Honestly, it was one of the most like chill sets, even though we're dealing with like all these emotions and dramatic moments. It was one of the most chill sets because there was no egos and people were just there to do the work.
Right, right. And that's when you have that's when it's the best, like you're saying, when everybody is just there, everybody's on the team, everybody knows their part and what to play, and we're just trying to put out the best product, man. And you superstar Harry and Jessica. What? You kidding me? Yo, this dude is you such a superstar though. Like I get tweets off of your fan accounts. Like people, you have so many little Harry Shums running around here, just bigging you up and like, oh my God, you know Harry, I love you too. I'm like, you don't know me, you don't know him either, but it's just so, dude, it's so dope, man. Dang, dog. And I heard you talking. I know you're talking to Ev about this, but it's wild that like even now, me coming from the airport and all of the etiquette that we have to go through, but we did not have that when we were down there. It was just all fun. We were together. We were dipping our fingers in people's food. We didn't care. It was just sharing drink. Oh yeah, now I'm like, hey, hold on now, hey,
I bet if we looked at videos of ourselves, like, God, he like just like disgusting human, just like.
We have to put out the disclosure. We have to put out a disclosure. We have to put out a compilation and put a message. This was pre-COVID, people. This was before.
Pre-COVID. Yeah. We didn't know any better.
Yeah. You know what, man? And while we're talking about the movie, I would say this: the scene that me and you have in the suite. And I mean, we're talking, and you give me the cufflinks, dude. That was a really strong scene. In a fun one to do with you, and of course you putting on the suit as well,
yeah.
And but just being able to be that friend, play that friend role that didn't run out on you, man. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That was just a beautiful thing for me, because we all know folks that have gone through situations like this where the worst could happen, and then the people surrounding that person, they kind of just run away. You know what I mean? They kind of just do their own thing and they can't deal with it. But there are those people that stick through folks through the hard times. And that's another narrative of character that has been projected in this film. And I think that's beautiful as well, man, because it's like through the hard times, man. I think it's like what is that? Who is that? That New Edition song? Sunny day, everybody knows them. But can you stand the rain? But it's like yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you sing too. See, I'm not competing with you, Mr. Glee. Okay,
I can't.
But it's important to be able to go through those times with people and just stay there, man. You'll see a lot of people who will fall off the wagon, whatever you're going through. You could be, it doesn't even have to be to the extremity that your character was going through, but sometimes just in life, you'll see who has your back and who doesn't, man. And it's just and when you see folks that stick it out, it's just such a good feeling, because you're like, that's my ride or die. That's my dog. I know that they have my back. And at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants. You want people around you that have you and have your best interest for you, no matter what happens.
That is so well said. I mean, I think you're so eloquent with how you shared that, and especially Dave is definitely a character that it's the support system that matters, especially when people are dealing with whatever. Whatever, if it's terminal illness or cancer or just something that is really difficult to deal with health wise. But I appreciate you, Jay. I loved working with you. I hope to do that again in the future if I can ever find any time within the millions of projects that you're doing. I'm like all along. I'm like, damn, man. Okay, it's like getting a word in. I'm like, no. Okay, sorry. I'll wait. So I'll be waiting for that moment, and
yes, sir.
And your laugh, the amount of laughter that came from us, from all the stuff that you were saying, from your impressions, from your jokes, I really appreciate it, because sometimes it was you go in a dark place, and just to have that energy was just much
sure.
appreciated. So that itself,
Sure.
I think is incredibly helpful and needed. But I think we're very late for the Twitter watch party.
We are.
So
We gotta
on
get
that
off.
note, thank you for the donations. Anything helps. You can also do that in the Twitter watch party and Gold Open. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks, Jay. I'll see you over at the Twitter.
Let's do it. And thank you for being my bro, Harry. I just got to say that. No, all
yeah.
else. Thank you for being my bro, man.
Hell yeah.
Down.
Much love,
No
man. All right. Peace.
doubt. One.